Hello, Medipreneurs. I'm pleased today to be with Dan Garrett. You'll remember him from last year's Medipreneurs Summit, where he joined us for lunch, where he and Stephanie Kaiser shared a lot of aspects of the Asheville project and many other ways in which they had collaborated over the years. And then Dan also offered one of our Saturday afternoon sessions. This year, we're very pleased that you're going to be our Master of Ceremonies. What does that mean to you, and why do you want to do that?
Well, thank you again for having me last year and inviting me back this year to help facilitate the meeting, at least to get everybody introduced. I'm really looking forward to Medipreneurs because I commented to Anna last year that I had never attended a meeting with pharmacists such as that one. The energy, the spirit present was just really neat. And then we had a whole bunch of people sign up from last year's meeting before they even left town for this year's meeting. So I'm looking forward to seeing some people that I met last year and meeting some new people.
Exactly. I agree. It was overwhelming, the response, and look forward to that again. Now, you are someone, I know from my own professional path as well as things that I've read and learned about you, you have you have created development opportunities for pharmacists throughout your career as a pharmacy director, as an executive director of an association with the Asheville Project and the 10 Cities Challenge, and that you are such an expert in this. How does Medipreneurs compare, and how might it compare to what other people have experienced with meetings and workshops and such?
Okay, well, again, thank you again. The one thing I'd like to share is that all that stuff that you just mentioned that I was a part of included a lot of people and a lot of relationships that were built over the years in different areas as I moved through my career. One of the things I think that's really neat about the Medipreneurs meeting is the folks that attend are going to meet people like-minded to them that want to change things, that want to create new opportunities for pharmacists. And the relationships that they build at this meeting will help them do that and further it, because you can't do it by yourself. You have to do it with other people, and they're going to meet people and make connections that they're going to need to make these things happen. But yeah, if people are interested in, I always said that what my career was about creating opportunities for pharmacists to do what they were trained to do in school, which was to help patients. Because when I first became a pharmacist, we were checking unit dose carts and poking holes in IV bags and typing labels on typewriters, which is a lot different now than what pharmacists get to do in terms of patient care outcomes. What I think Medipreneurs is about is to take it to another level where people actually get paid to do that, and they learn how to do this and create a business model so that they can fulfill their own personal career goals and do what they want to do as a pharmacist to help people, but also to get paid for it and make a good living at it.
That's a great point. And I think that is the maybe a fear factor for a lot of people. We're so used to those positions where you get the regular paycheck, and something outside of the box maybe takes away some of that security, but yet the rewards are great. So what would you say to somebody who's struggling with that fear?
Well, I mean, I think, it's one of these things. There's an old Zen saying that says, leap and the net will appear. And part of that is true, is you've just got to trust that if you're doing the right things for the right reasons, it's going to work. But also, as I said a few minutes ago, you need to have other like-minded people around you that you can work with, talk to, that can coach you, mentor, you can mentor them. And I think that's what's going to help overcome that fear and give you the confidence that you need to do it when you are in community, if you will, be it a virtual community with other people that are trying to do similar things and to get paid for it.
You and I had spoken earlier, and you mentioned that very opening reception at the start of Medipreneurs. How would you describe that?
Yeah, last year, life is a series of experiments, and I believe that every day is an experiment. You never know quite how it's going to turn out. But The Medipreneurs experiment started last year with an opening reception where the people that were coming to the meeting just met in the bar, and basically they were buying their own drinks. Okay, there wasn't a big sponsor buying everybody drinks, but I had never seen that much energy at a reception like that. And it wasn't just about building rapport with one another, where are you from, that sort of thing, what kind of practice do you do, but it was people immediately jumping into discussing the business models they were wanting to build and create and making connections. And those receptions, people generally show up, spend 30 to 45 minutes, and then go back to their room or out to dinner. Not at this one. It lasted for hours. And then again, it picked up right off the next morning at the breakfast area reception. So I think that people who come to this meeting will have a totally different experience than they've ever had at any other pharmacy meetings that I've been a part of.
And I think it goes back to what you said earlier, that is, this is different and it's attracting people who are looking for each other. And there was something so organic about people recognizing when they got to the bar that these were their people, immediately recognizing this is completely different and this is who I need to be around.
Right, I think so. When I would go around the country and work with people to help replicate the Asheville project with the Diabetes 10 City Challenge in our original 5 sites, it was kind of neat because people had read about Asheville, they'd learned about it, and they wanted to do it in their communities. So when I would walk into a room, walk into a group, people were ready to be engaged. And what you're going to find at Medipreneurs is a similar kind of people. The people that are there want to be engaged. They want to learn from other people. And so I think that's one of the neat things, is that you're not going into an area of skeptics. You're going into an area of people that want to embrace these challenges and figure out how to get it done.
I love that. You mentioned the Asheville project, and you are someone who's grown to know and love Asheville in its many facets. So if people are going to travel and join us in April and they have a few hours or days to tack on, what would you tell them about Asheville?
Well, they're going to be coming in April, which is at the Biltmore Estate, what they call the Festival of Flowers. So that's certainly something they could do. If they also wanted to enjoy the flowers in the blooming and they didn't want to spend as much money as Biltmore, they can go to the North Carolina Arboretum, which just happens to be right near an entrance to the Blue Ridge Parkway. And it's near an entrance to the Blue Ridge Parkway that leads up to Mount Pisgah, where there's a really nice restaurant. They could go up there, even take a hike, climb to the top of Mount Pisgah. So I would encourage them not just to come for the breweries or the restaurants. We have many breweries, we have many fine restaurants, but come to get outside and enjoy the nature a little bit, and get to know why people want to come to Asheville, and why I tell people I wasn't lucky enough to be born here, and I made a very conscious decision a long time ago that this is where I wanted to live. So I encourage them to get out and enjoy the Blue Ridge Mountains, and smell the flowers, if you will.
I love that. So people can come and be inspired and challenged in the workshops on their career side, but there are a lot of ways to be inspired as a person in Asheville as well.
Yes, there are. Yes, there is. That's totally correct.
We can't wait to have you as our Master of Ceremonies, and I thank you so much for joining us. Any last words of wisdom for our upcoming Medipreneurs?
No, just come and enjoy the whole experience, and I look forward to chatting with you.
Thank you, Dan.
All right. Thanks, Michelle.